Graded stakes racing continues, and this time we go to Ellis Park for the Stephen Foster. Yes, the Churchill Downs meet has been moved to Ellis Park, and it's a grade 1. It's going to be on Saturday, July 1st, all part of a July 4th weekend of racing, and it is going to be going a mile and an eighth. Race number 10 of an 11 race card. It does include some other stakes races on the card, including the Turf Stakes race for Wise Dan, and they got the Fleur de Lis for the fillies. But let's talk about the Stephen Foster, which did draw a field of 8, a very competitive field, and a lot of rematches in this race. Starting off with Proxy. Proxy been one of the leaders in the older handicap division. He stamped himself as one of the big players with a win in the Clark handicap last year. Then he ran in the Gulfstream Park handicap, ran against some tough competition. He has been facing off against Stilleto Boy the last couple of times, and Stilleto Boy beat him at the Santa Anita handicap. Proxy won at the Oaklawn handicap, so we kind of get the rubber match here at Ellis Park. Stilleto Boy, he'll be one of the top 5 favorites, a winner of the Santa Anita handicap, getting his nose down on the line, ran a big race at Oaklawn Park, was part of a 3-horse photo finish with Proxy at Oaklawn Park. Been rested up a little bit, sharp recent workout. Stilleto Boy figures to fire strong at the mile and an eighth distance. Speed Bias went every step of the way, led every step of the way at Pimlico, losing the Pimlico Special in the final stride to the favorite in that race, Rattle and Row. I think Speed Bias could be up on the lead. Sharp recent works, should like the track layout at Ellis Park as Speed Bias goes for a grade 1 victory here in the Stephen Foster. Rattle and Roll has rattled off 3 straight wins, winning all grade 3s, won the Pimlico Special. He won his last race, another grade 3, the Blame Stakes. He's a closer. He's going to come from behind. He's one of 2 horses trained by trainer Ken McPeak. Smile Happy, most likely the favorite, a big 110 speed figure in his last race. That was on Oaks Day, the Ali Sheba Stakes, a 110 Beyer speed figure, a big win. He was one of the Kentucky Derby favorites last year. I think a mile is probably his best distance, maybe a mile and a 16th. He's going to have to carry that speed here, going a mile and an eighth. Smile Happy, 4 wins in 8 lifetime starts. West Willpower, another one. 16 starts, 6 wins, 7 seconds, always in the money. 16 starts lifetime. Had a big win earlier this year with a big speed figure at the fairgrounds. Regressed a little bit against Smile Happy the last time out. West Willpower capable of bouncing back, and he does have the Beyer speed figures to compete here at that lower 100 to 105 level. You got Last Samurai for the coach. Dwayne Lucas sends him out. He's been running in all the big races. He ran in the Oaklawn handicap. He ran in the Ali Sheba Stakes. Gets a little bit of a break, comes off fresher this time. I think Last Samurai is going to be closing late down the lane. And Happy American, another grade 3 winner. He's ran some big races. Ellis Park, I think, will be a good track for him. 5 wins and 20 starts. He has only 1 second though, so he's a win machine. Doesn't like to run second. West Willpower's got a lot of seconds. Speed Bias with a little bit of a speed. He got nipped at the wire the last time by Rattle and Roll. So a competitive field here in the Stephen Foster. I think the key is going to be the pace of the race. You've got several horses that if they run their best race, they're capable of competing. Then you've got some horses with natural speed like Speed Bias and West Willpower. Speed is always dangerous in this division. I think the older handicap division is wide open. You know, we'll see if we get the Elite Power. He's more of a sprinter. Cody's Wish might stretch out to a mile and eighth in the Whitney Stakes, but a couple of horses in this race most likely go to the Whitney, and we'll see what happens there at the Spa, Saratoga. Last Samurai, a capable closer, and Smile Happy, still a little bit of upside. Top contenders, I think, on the betting board, going to be Smile Happy, Stilleto Boy, Rattle and Roll, and Proxy. Let's take a look at these runners. Starting off with the Ali Sheba Stakes, it was Smile Happy powering away in deep stretch. He beat Art Collector in this race. Finishing third was West Willpower, a career-high 110 Beyer for Smile Happy. Meanwhile, we go to Rattle and Roll. Let's go back to the Pimlico Special. Speed Bias on the lead. Rattle and Roll coming from off the pace. Rattle and Roll gets him in that final stride. 3 straight grade 3 victories for Rattle and Roll for trainer Ken McPeak. Now we've got Stilleto Boy and Proxy. Stilleto boy winning the Santa Anita Handicap. Here he is, third in the Oaklawn Handicap, but getting up in the blue, Godolphin Blue in the final stride of this race was Proxy, who picked up a win in a grade at Churchill Downs last year in the Clark Handicap. Of course, this race going to be at Ellis Park. Proxy battles with Stilleto boy. He was second in the Santa Anita Handicap. He won the Oaklawn Handicap. He's definitely going to be coming a little bit off the pace, and he likes his best trip coming from wide out in the track. So take a look at the pace ratings on this race. I think Speed Bias, he likes to be on that front end. He likes to be on the engine. West Will Power runs his best races on the lead. So can he sit in that tracking spot? You know, he got pressured on that front end in the Ali Sheba, and he was never able to separate, and Smile Happy went on to victory, but Smile Happy did save ground in that race. Meanwhile, you got the pressers. Smile Happy, he does his best running coming off the pace. Again, I'm not sure 1.1 miles is his ultimate distance, but only 8 lifetime races. Still eligibility, I think, to improve a little bit. You know, he ran some big races as a 2-year-old. They laid back off him as a 3-year-old after the Derby. So it'd be nice to see him kind of join that top ranks of the older class division. And then you've got some of the sustained runners coming from off the pace. You got Proxy, he'll be moving late. Stilleto boy, kind of in the tweener. He likes to come a little bit off the pace. He can run near the pace. It'll be interesting to see where he sits in this race. And then I think Last Samurai is going to lay back and try to make one run in this race. So I think the pace of the race, the jockeys, James Graham on Happy American, Corey Lannery likes to save ground. He's on Smile Happy. Brian Hernandez really rides Rattle and Roll well. And which one of these ones, tactical race from a jockey standpoint here in the Stephen Foster Race 10 on Saturday. My top selection, you know, I could have made a case for 3 or 4 horses. I was going to go with Smile Happy. I think he's on the improve. Big buyer the last time, but I'm going with Rattle and Roll. I think he's going to get the pace set up. I think with West Will Power and Speed Bias, along with Smile Happy, that should soften up the fractions a little bit. Rattle and Roll getting good rides from Brian Hernandez the last couple of races. I'm going to play him in exactas over Proxy and Smile Happy. Nothing wrong with Smile Happy. Proxy is running well. Proxy, I think, likes 1.1 miles, probably the best of some of these horses. So he definitely will be flying late and definitely has a little bit more of a class edge. That's the big question for Rattle and Roll. I don't think he'll be favored. I'll like that 3-1, 7-2 price on Rattle and Roll. Who do you like in the Stephen Foster? Leave a comment in the description and the notes. And don't forget to check out the Triple Crown recap. We went over some of the handicapping highlights and things to point out as we look ahead to 2024 and some of the factors for 2023. It's the Stephen Foster. Leave a comment who you like. And remember, no matter what happens, D. Wayne Lucas says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.